This is the Brio self-cleaning bottom-loading water cooler water dispenser, and it fixes the single biggest hassle with bottled water at home or in an office. I swap a 5-gallon jug without lifting it, without spills, and without dreading the chore. I would put this in the everyday convenience category. It is for anyone who wants reliable cold, room temperature, and hot water on tap, but does not want to lug bottles overhead. It also suits families because the hot water safety lock actually works, and it suits small spaces because the footprint is modest and the bottle stays out of sight behind a door. The design looks clean and modern, but what matters to me is how it behaves day to day. The cabinet is tall enough that I can fill a glass without crouching and short enough to tuck under standard cabinetry. The bottle sits in a lower compartment, so the kitchen looks tidier, and I am not staring at a big blue jug. The buttons for cold, room, and hot are separated and easy to find by feel. The hot button has a physical safety lock that needs a deliberate press, and it has stopped accidental splashes more than once when friends reached for the wrong button. The drip tray is removable and it catches small dribbles well, though it is shallow and needs attention if you fill larger bottles. The exterior plastic is sturdy and has held up to bumps from grocery bags and the occasional nudge from a rolling trash bin. The plastic is free of bisphenol A, and that matters because I can taste the difference when plastics leach. With this unit, water tastes neutral. Setup was straightforward. I pulled it out of the box, removed the protective tape, slid a full bottle into the lower compartment, attached the pump tube, and clicked it into place. I ran each dispenser for a few seconds to clear air from the lines, and then I let it do its thing. Heat and chill took roughly an hour to settle in. After that, the routine became thoughtless. I grab a glass, press, and go. Replacing the bottle takes less than a minute. I open the door, pull out the empty, slide in a new one, and the pump primes itself. I do not brace my core or balance a heavy jug over my head anymore, and my lower back thanks me. Performance is where this has earned its place in my kitchen. The cold water lands in that refreshing zone. On my thermometer, I see it hover around the high 50s in degrees Fahrenheit, which is cool and crisp but not teeth-chattering. If I want icy cold, I drop in a cube or two. The hot water is the opposite. It comes out steaming. I measured temperatures around the 170-degree mark in degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough for tea, instant oatmeal, and pour over coffee in a pinch. Room temperature water is exactly that, great for quick hydration without the shock of cold. Taste has been consistently clean. There is no metallic note and no plasticky aftertaste. I credit the food-grade parts and the fact that water does not sit exposed at the top. Noise is mild. When the compressor kicks in to chill the tank, I hear a soft hum that blends into normal kitchen sounds. When the pump draws water from the bottle, there is a brief whir that lasts a few seconds, then it is silent again. In a quiet living room, you would notice it for a moment, but it is not intrusive. Guests never comment on it. There is an ozone self-cleaning feature, which has become a quiet habit for me. I press the cleaning button at night, and the unit runs a cycle that sanitizes the internal water path. During that time, the dispensers are locked out, which avoids accidental sips of water that might taste off. I sometimes notice a faint clean scent when I open the lower door right after a cycle, but it dissipates quickly. This feature cuts down on maintenance, though it does not replace basic care. I still wipe the spout area, the drip tray, and the door handle every week, and I give the reservoir and lines a manual rinse every few months. Doing both keeps the taste consistent. In real life, the differences show up in small moments. Early morning, I press the hot button and fill a mug for tea without turning on the stove. After a long run, I fill a tall insulated bottle with cold water, and the stream is steady, not too fast, not dribbly. It fills a standard glass in a few seconds. When friends come over, everybody finds the right button without instructions. At night, the little status lights tell me if the bottle is getting low, so I do not discover an empty jug when I am half asleep and thirsty. When the bottle runs dry, the pump stops gracefully without gurgling, and there is no messy backflow. A specific routine that sold me on this machine is my midday workflow. I work from a small desk near the kitchen. Around lunch, I make instant miso soup, which needs very hot but not boiling water. The hot dispenser nails it, and I do not need to watch a kettle. I then switch to room temperature water while I eat and go to chilled water for the afternoon refill. That rhythm has made me drink more water, which is a welcome side effect. Another use case is when my niece visits. The safety lock on hot water forces a conscious press, and I never worry about curious little hands. The bottom loading design also means the heavy jug sits low and out of reach. There are small things I wish were different. The cold water could be a touch colder for those scorching summer days. I solved that with a couple of ice cubes, but I could imagine some people wanting a more aggressive chill. The drip tray is fine for cups, but it fills quickly when I am refilling wide-mouth bottles, so I empty it often. The door hinge flexed a bit the first time I nudged it with a full jug. It has held up, but I learned to support the bottle with my knee as I slide it in to avoid stressing the hinge. The water flow is tuned for neat pours. That is great for avoiding splashes, but if you are used to the blast from a kitchen faucet, this will feel measured. To me, avoiding mess is worth that trade. What makes this unit stand out in daily life is the combination of convenience features that are actually useful. The bottom loading layout changes the chore from a lift and flip to a slide and click, and that means I do not procrastinate when the bottle is empty. The self-cleaning cycle reduces the time I spend scrubbing. The safety lock is simple and effective. The taste stays neutral week after week. The indicators that show heating, cooling, and low water status are plain and clear. Taken together, it feels like a small appliance designed for how people use water all day, not just a showroom piece. If you are outfitting a home kitchen, a break room, or a small studio, and you want hot and cold water on tap without the shoulder workout, this is a strong option. If you need ice-level cold water without any cubes, you may want to test your preferences first. If you are the type who forgets to clean appliances, the ozone cycle will help, but you should still plan on a quick wipe down every so often. For me, after months of use, the combination of easy bottle changes, reliable temperatures, and low-effort maintenance is exactly what I wanted. I find myself drinking more water. I use the hot water all the time for quick meals and coffee, and my kitchen looks cleaner with the jug tucked away. I will leave detailed information about the Brio self-cleaning bottom-loading water cooler water dispenser in the comments for your reference. Thank you for watching.